Hello, good evening. I am Priyansh Kamlesh Kumar Thakkar. I am from section 1C. So this is my vlog project for anatomy. So today I'll be talking about vertebral column. So as you can see on my left, vertebral column is a central bony pillar of the body. The vertebral column is a series of approximately 33 bones called vertebrae, which are separated by intervertebral disc. It is composed of 33 vertebrae, 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 lumbar, 5 sacral and 4 coccygeal. However, it consists of 26 bones because 5 sacral vertebrae fuse to form one sacrum, and 4 coccygeal vertebrae are fused to form one coccyx. Vertebral column is also known as spine, spinal column, or the backbone. The cervical, thoracic and lumbar are movable. The sacrum and coccyx are immovable. C1 is known as atlas and C2 is known as axis. So now we will talk about embryology of the vertebral curves. The thoracic and sacral curves are called the primary curves because they form first during the fetal development. The cervical and lumbar curves are called secondary curves because they form later, several months after the birth. In the newborn, spinal curvature is C-shaped curve known as primary curve. It has single concave curve. In the adult, spinal curvature is S-shaped curve. It has 4 curves: cervical, thoracic, lumbar and sacral curves. Secondary curvature develops after the birth. Cervical and the lumbar curves are convex, thoracic and sacral curves are. Now, abnormal spinal curvature includes scoliosis. It includes the lateral bending of the vertebral column, usually in the thoracic region. Kyphosis. It includes the increase in the thoracic curve of the vertebral column. The last is the lordosis, also known as hollow back. It includes the increase of the cervical and the lumbar curves of the vertebral column. A typical vertebrae consists of a body, a vertebral arch which includes pedicles and lamina, 7 processes which includes 2 transverse processes, 1 spinous processes and 4 articular processes. Body is the largest and thick part of the vertebra. It has disc-shaped anterior portion. It is also a weight-bearing portion. Its size increases inferiorly. Its inferior and superior surfaces are roughened and gives attachment to the intervertebral disc. Anterior and the lateral surface contains nutrient foramina, which is a pathway for the blood vessels. As we extend backwards of the body of the vertebra, it consists of a pair of pedicles and a pair of laminae. The pedicle project backwards from the body to unite with the laminae. Let's talk about intervertebral disc. Each vertebral disc consists of an outer fibrous consisting of an fibrocartilage called annulus fibrosus and inner soft pulpy highly elastic substance called nucleus pulposus, which acts as a shock absorber, absorbing the impact of body's daily activities and keeping 2 vertebrae separate. As we can see, the comparison of cervical, thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. So the first is shape and size of the body. In cervical vertebrae, it is small and oval. C1 lacks a body and C2 has a dens on the superior surface of its body. In thoracic vertebrae, it is larger and heart-shaped and contains costal facets. In the lumbar vertebrae, it is largest and kidney-shaped. Shape of the vertebral foramen. In cervical, it is triangular. In thoracic, it is circular. In lumbar, it is flattened triangular. Now, in transverse processes, in cervical, it contains transverse foramina. In thoracic, it is long and it contains articular facets for the ribs. In lumbar, it is short with no facets or the foramen. Spinous processes. In cervical, most of them are fork-shaped. C1 lacks a spinous process. In thoracic, it is long, point inferiorly. In lumbar, it is thick, point posteriorly. As you can already see the appearances of cervical, thoracic and lumbar vertebrae showed in a superior. Let's come to the movement of vertebral column. Flexion means to bend. Extension means to stretch out. Hyperextension, lateral flexion and rotation. Let's come to our final topic. Abnormalities of vertebral column. Spina bifida. It is a birth defect. Here, two sides of vertebral arch fails to fuse during the development, resulting in an open vertebral canal or a cleft. Absence of spinous process is seen, occurs usually in the lumbosacral region. Protrusion of spinal meninges occurs and may contain the cerebrospinal fluid called meninges. So that's all from this topic. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.